Table topics, impromptu speaking, what's all that all about? It's a skill we learn at Toastmasters, because it's quite often that you might be at work, outside of work, when someone asks to give an opinion, or you might see some social injustice where you just want to speak out and have a word with somebody, and you need to organise your thoughts. And that's what impromptu speaking is all about. I'll be giving 5 questions randomly, but aligned to the theme tonight. And the idea is that you think, the first thing that comes into your head, organise your thoughts, take your time when you come to the stage. If you want to repeat back the question, it's always a good way of giving yourself some extra time. Or even address the audience again the way we do tonight, which is, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome again. So that'll give you at least 5 or 6 seconds of walking. So that's what it's about. It's a bit of fun as well. Just have a go, see what comes into your mind, and just go with it. And see how we get on. She had a very eloquently described theme this night. It'd be remiss of me not to include that in some of the questions. But there might be discontinuity at times. So, for the first question, a leap year means to me an extra day inserted into the calendar. If you were given an extra day, so that's 24 hours with no commitments, nothing on the agenda, just a spare day in your life, how would you spend that time? And that question I'm going to give to Jordan. And I'd be quite intrigued to know, if you're given the opportunity of adding a sport to Rio 2016, what would it be? And that question is going to go to Ruth.
And I actually managed to go to the opening ceremony, so I was very, very lucky because I was supporting some adults with learning disabilities and they got to go and I was one of the lucky people that got to take them. So I got to see that. But what would I choose to be in the Olympics? I was thinking maybe something a bit bizarre. Imagine like a 3-legged race. I think that might be a bit funny. Maybe like an egg and spoon race. And can you imagine if that actually became a sport? You'd have like Nike-sponsored spoons and like Adidas spoons and all these special like carbon fibre aerodynamic spoons and people like shaving their bodies just to get a little bit more aerodynamic. And then imagine like you wouldn't have steroid scandals, you'd have like glue scandals. You'd glue the eggs onto the spoons and they'd be like. And then like the slow-mo finish line of people like this with their spoons, like. So I think, yeah, if I was going to add something, it'd probably have to be egg and spoon race.
So that concludes the table topics. Can I ask the timer for all our speakers in time?
Yes, they were.
Great. So if I just remind you of the 5 speakers, first of all we had Jordan, who was talking about the extra 24 hours in her life, having spent some time in New Zealand, followed by Emilio, who was telling us about his composing that he'd like to do. Next, Nikita told us very eloquently about the narrowboat she'd like to live on, followed by Anne, who has an objection to her CC manual, and lastly, Ruth, with her. Perhaps once you voted, you